Hello everybody, happy Friday. We are here for our Friday Live. You see, oh, that's uncanny, it's me and me at the same time. Apologies for the slight delay. We were doing some technical difficulties. This is what happens when Ollie is touring the world. We miss them so much, and we're here for you. I hope Ollie's tuning in. Oh my gosh, what if Ollie tunes in right now? That'd be exciting. Comment below if you're here. Hello, I'm Marissa. We are here for the Friday Live with Artbeat Studio. We are here in the beautiful Upbeat Artworks, which is our social enterprise for Artbeat. There is so much art around here. If you haven't been here before, please come on down sometime you're able. Also, we're setting up our online site for it too, so that should be all set up sooner than later, and then you'll be able to shop online as well. But I'm going to flip around and we're going to talk a little bit more about Upbeat prior to us getting into our workshop. But here on Fridays, we like hosting a live demo if you're not able to make it out to one of our sites to do art, or if it's just better from the comfort of your own home, or if you know you're, it's, I don't know, 2 a.m. and you can't think or sleep and you're like, I need to do art right now, but I wish I knew what to do. Tune into one of our videos because they get posted following as well, and we are uploading them, all of them, to YouTube too, so there'll be so many options for you to share some of these great techniques with your friends or family members. But today we are going to do some art in honor of fathers and father-like figures in our lives for Father's Day this weekend coming up. But also, you know what, if you feel that you are the one who's giving, you know, some support to others and you're like, I should celebrate myself this weekend, make yourself some art. That'll be great. I might do that for myself. We'll see how I get there. But I'm going to turn us around here, and we're going to have our very first intro to a very special artist that we're featuring right now. And we have the lovely Megan. Hello.
Hello everybody. Today we are going to be talking about Jamie Vaughn. Jamie was actually just in the gallery earlier today, and she popped by Studio Central, and it was just so wonderful to see her. So we wanted to talk about her work. I've actually got a piece of hers right behind
Very
me.
convenient.
Right? We didn't even think of that when I sat down. But this is Seventh Heaven. She's got this gorgeous angel under this beautiful light here on a beautiful swing. I love it. It's so whimsical and cheerful and youthful, just amazing. But yes, I wanted to read Jamie's bio. We have our book of bios here, and this is available to view at any time. So Jamie is from Winnipeg and enjoyed drawing as a child, but only returned to art making later on in life. Her dad, Douglas, also known as Duke Bush, passed away April 7th of 2015, and she did not fully process this grief and was in denial of his death for many years. This seemed to result in worsening medical conditions, to which she accessed Qigong as part of her therapy. So oh my goodness, I cannot talk. The resultant energy and exercises led her to training in Reiki healing, and in 2019 she began in earnest to create healing bracelets as well as meaningful paintings in 2021. She is now a Reiki master and hopes to volunteer as a Reiki practitioner in a clinical environment. It's funny, she was actually talking about that, and I believe she's actually doing that now.
Oh, wow.
So there's some new things on the horizon for her in that regard. Meanwhile, she has worked as a nurse in cancer care and it has taken her as far as Saudi Arabia. Her spiritual journey has allowed her to transcend to a point of finding gratitude and appreciation for life and learning to live with intention. Meditation soothes my soul and allows me to connect with the archangels and my dad. Both dreams and meditation often serve as a platform for which my artistic creations are born. I'll have many images that evoke an emotional response, and my method of coping is to paint it on a canvas. Jamie's artistic style tends to resonate with celestial and heavenly themes depicting angels, portals, and spirit animals. A hope I had when I came to Artbeat was that I wanted my art to provide healing in whatever capacity that it could. It is hard to put my artist residency into words. It has been all-encompassing and an accepting environment with new connections and friendships. It has made space for art healing, and this isn't provided anywhere else. She had been interviewed by Michael Rennie, and the photo here for her bio was by Joni Peters.
Lovely.
Those two do an amazing job with the way that they put these together, and the photos are just gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you,
but
Megan.
I love how she was talking about her dad, especially for Father's Day. It's such a powerful piece. Well, I think that just this here alone is a piece of her art, because it tells the story of all that is to come that she's created. So.
Most definitely. I don't think we could have picked a better artist. Thank you, Megan. And then Faye, you have some other pieces of hers
this
too.
is some art prints of hers. So we've got Wolverine here. And gorgeous soul bearing.
Oh, that's beautiful. And these are prints. So if you feel like you want to own one of her pieces, but it's just not in your budget right now, prints are a wonderful
Here's a
option.
print of her angel on a swing. So if you don't have space for the original, you can always make room for the print.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
What else here? So many prints. We have a beautiful wolf. Oh, this one is gorgeous too, like dancing.
I think I might have that one.
Oh, nice choice. Oh, amazing.
My favorite.
Oh, wonderful.
More. This is not the only one.
Yeah.
Jamie does some wonderful work, and we're very happy to have her through the program.
Yeah, most definitely. And I could agree too, Megan. What a perfect like bio and story to read for our workshop today. Yeah, that you're sneaky if you planned that one, Kate. Good job. But we're gonna turn it over to Kate, and she's gonna give us some intro about what we're gonna do today. And as always, I'm ready and I'm here. So I will be watching the screen here. If any of you folks who are watching wanna, pop in the comments and say hey or ask any questions, I'll be swinging around periodically, and I can echo those questions out for you. So take it away, Kate.
So I want to start from the previous Friday. We had a graduation bear made, and there is resin on top already. So it's just to show what is the product. But if you look on the other side, it's not worked completely yet. So I'm working on another.
Oh my God, a surprise.
It's not done yet.
Wow.
So this is what we're doing last time. Today I have another little experiment for myself, but I will talk about it later. Before I want to begin with every single piece I brought for other participants. So we have Father's Day ideas that are quite simple. I never celebrated it myself for myself, but I'm a part of the rock group, Painting Rocks, and what I was doing, I was painting rocks and putting them in the garden so someone can pick them up. I never had a personal gift or anything I would make specifically for Father's Day. So my ideas might be really basic. Marvin from Nemo.
Yes, I was about to say, what a great fatherly figure. I almost said drives, swims across the ocean to find Nemo.
Lion's Family. I have a drawing book from John Deacon, and it has some, when I look at trainings, bicycles and everything like that, rockets and airplanes, I'm thinking about father figure who is assembling something or drawing something with his child. It could be a girl or a boy, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just something that a father could do and talk about. So it's just something that we could go through and look at it, but there are way more ideas. I actually was never thinking about painting fish. There is an option chosen here to paint a fish, not exact same one. Then there are silhouette ideas. So I have, this is green tape for everyone. There are another hockey players, everything that fathers, grandfathers would be interested in. Airplane. This is a shuttle, not an airplane. Then there are all kind of things that can be attached as a personal memory with a father, which I have a lot of. There is another fish right here.
Going fishing with your father.
Gone
Have you
fishing.
done that?
Gone fishing.
At this and see if it's something that works for you. But it doesn't have to be an image. So there is this shadow box, which can be a simple background paper. It could be installed afterwards on some board or edit, and then it could be glued. So this is another option. It doesn't have to be a drawing or something specific. And it's a cactus. And it's a question. Why don't cacti have leaves?
I don't know.
So a lot of things can be connected for someone in a personal way, and it's really hard to say what would you even choose from the book. This book is actually the big book of questions and answers.
It's also great that you can get so much art inspiration from books that aren't strictly art books, not classified as an art book. And also shows too the variety of things you can do. So there's so many options, not just a drawing. You could do like a collection of things together, but it's always different for what it speaks of.
And I think it also tells the story of how every single thing around us is somehow impacted by art or graphic art. Because every single thing, there's graphic design put into it.
Do you want me to show that one closer to the camera?
So this one, it has a silhouette that was taken from internet, and it was just a simple search of
Oops, I kicked you all. I'm so sorry.
on top of clay piece. It had resin, it had background. I added with paint markers, and then I added the silhouette. I'm still working on it, and it can be a gift for Father's Day to someone,
Yeah,
or
there's
it
nice.
could be placed in the garden. Even though it's a raw garden, sometimes I add pieces that are made on top of other mediums, so that could be clay. And I want to place to add resin on top, so it would be not as breakable as it is right now.
Yeah,
with
nice.
one layer only.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm working on, but it's not something I'm doing here today because we're working with chalk pastels, and that was the medium everyone is working with, so that's what we all do. Types of paper, I brought the mixed media paper. It's multi-technique, but also there is another kind of paper for clean. So this is from Megan, and I got measuring tapes and the ruler. So if you want to just measure the size of the box, and then you can just look which size. It's 5 by. Okay, let me see.
3 by 5 maybe?
It's 6 by 4, I believe.
Oh, that's an
Yeah,
interesting
6 by
size.
4.
Yeah.
So anything you want to do, I can pass you this book as well. So you can just look through anything, and then if you don't find anything, again, Nemo or Marvin, sorry, it's Marvin, not Nemo, or anything not related. It could be just colors placed one near each other. It can be anything. I do not want to limit no one here in your imagination, but what we have are the chalk pastels, so we need to consider the medium when we start
Nice.
doing the painting.
Sorry if I cut your head off, but it works good so we can see what we're making art. I wanted to see everybody's heads, and then I also wanted to see Kate because she was talking. I'm like, well, I'm sorry, Faye, now you're just arms. But a great spirit, too.
And some of the ideas can be about the horizon for someone. If you cannot visualize it, you can just look at the image. Or it doesn't have to be exactly what you are doing. And there are shadow types right here, shading. And it's the variants, different types of shading. That could be done with a chalk pastel, but in a way bigger scale. So it just shows cross-hatching is very useful too. Might be for someone who doesn't have an idea for a technique. But I usually do not come from the technique. I usually come from an image, and then the technique is there already with what we have. Okay, so that's paper. Okay, and paper. Okay, I'm actually going to try chalk pastel on a pre-painted wooden board, and then I'm going to resin it. I do not know how it turns out, so it's an experiment for myself. So I do not want to create an image that would be really like hard to lose. And also during lives we do not have that much time to work on each detail. So I chose chalk pastels to try for myself personally, to try how it works and if resin actually works good on top. And then I would be able to show the result to someone who had questions. And we have a book of answers, but there is no answer to them there. Okay, so this would be put aside. Okay, anyone needs a silhouette? Want to use the silhouette? It's just something you might.
Anyone need to tape off there?
What about the line? I don't know, it could be just a line or it could be something else, but I'm still going to go through the book. Okay, anyone is using this?
No.
No? Okay. All right. All right, so I can possibly paint something here, or I could just try at first and see how it works. So it's definitely different for the board because it's pre-painted and it's not paper. On paper, the chalk pastel is way easier to work on because it's designed for media like this.
Yeah.
But on top of a painted surface, it's not the same. So definitely there is a difference. There is basically not too much to stay on. So we would need to either apply more than one layer or just to create something that is not too demanding for the canvas board. So let's say, oh, where's the book? I got it here. Oh, I put it here. I'm looking for it. I need an idea.
You can zoom on into your drawing there, Kate, from this angle. Wow.
Wow.
Full frame. Looks great. Looks really good so far.
Okay. So it can be something very random because it's a try, but I don't want to resin something that is not worth it. So I want to find something in between. Another fish. It's an electric eel. Electric eel. I actually saw a shark. You know what? My friend likes sharks.
Nice.
I could make a shark for her, but it's not really for Father's Day.
Well, you know, it's just whatever we define it as. She could be a fatherly figure to someone.
You know, I went through several images and then it's hard to choose when you've got too many. So in my thinking, I better create a silhouette image.
Could I borrow the deepest orange that you can see anywhere?
Is this orangey enough or is it too red?
Well, let's see. I can always add orange to it. So. I didn't see those. Well, I know there's these lighter oranges, but we'll add a little bit of that.
I know it might be irritating. It's not the same on canvas as on paper. On canvas, sorry, on a board.
The wooden
The
canvas.
sound.
Yeah.
Yes. How's everyone's hearing? Is it?
Hearing?
Hearing. I mean, can you hear it in stretching?
Yes.
Well, doesn't it? I didn't know you were signing up for a hearing test.
Right?
You know, when I was drawing the other one with paint markers, my neighbor came and asked if it was for a vision test.
Oh.
And it's not, but. Like he said, it reminds you of a vision test. Okay. Just want to keep everything out. Okay, so I want to test it first before I start actually feeling it, because I don't feel it yet. Right. So, what about this? Okay, I need to put books somewhere else. So for the silhouette, I actually want to use a thinner chalk pastel piece. And it doesn't have to be black. Is anyone going to use black?
I'm using it right now.
And use a thicker one. There is this kind, which you can use. We've got two pieces, the thinner chalk pastel.
I think this is good for now. It's good to know that exists.
I'm actually trying to think about it out of my head, and I'm not sure I can remember or imagine it, so I'm trying. And you know, in most of the images, you know, there are so many like well-known silhouette images that it's hard to even say whom they belong to. They're just on the internet, and I saw them on rocks or on other, you know, on different surfaces when people are looking for ideas and go to internet, and that's what they find. And it's hard for me to know much about that. Again, I grew up in a different country. We did not have Father's Day there. We did not have this idea of Father's Day even, because the ideas were completely different. And for myself, it would be taking it out of my unconscious probably somewhere, because I do not know what the father figure is as a general idea to myself even. Like, I cannot even talk about it because I don't know. For me, it's a good role model, but I would not say, like, I know how a person looks like, because people are, like, what would be a general idea? Just a silhouette of a man The age, it's hard to say what the age is. It's probably 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and up. And I don't know, right? So I just draw without thinking too much about it because I never draw from actually thinking through. If it's something I'm not really, like I do not have my own idea again. So I know that artists develop their own ideas, which artists take from the internet, but I never developed any idea that would be on the internet for this topic, advice for Father's Day. So I am just drawing something out of my head because I don't have anything else. And yeah, in my family, like it could be what that could be, anything, like what could be the connection. Soccer, hockey, fishing. Again, I never went fishing myself. How can I never did.
I like how fishing is always just fishing. Father's done.
And
Yeah.
I never.
My dad doesn't like fishing.
Okay, so the one time that my dad ever took me fishing, it was at SeaWorld.
What?
Yes.
Wait, what?
At SeaWorld, they had this
Are they
pond.
allowed?
Yes, they have a pond. It was an indoor pond. It was like a pool almost.
Really?
And you could go fishing. And that was the one time. And there was a gentleman that was like laying on the side of it. He stuck his arm in and he waited until a fish like went between his hands and he grabbed it by hand. At SeaWorld.
Is it the Orlando one?
No, it was. I think it was in Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It's Ohio.
It was fantastic.
That's so random.
Right? That was the
fishing.
one time. My dad didn't take me fishing other than that.
If you
He
ever
wasn't that type.
start doing like an icebreaker that's like the 2 truths,
Yes.
1 lie, throw in, my only time I went fishing was at SeaWorld. And just leave it at that. Everyone's gonna think you're lying.
Right? And well, it was
My
funny.
dad took me fishing at SeaWorld.
Yes. Well, I mean, he used to say that his idea of roughing it was staying at the Holiday Inn Express. So, I mean, you know, I miss him so much.
That's so
But
funny.
I'm trying to make like a basketball court and a basketball. He used to play basketball.
Wow,
Yeah, I lost my father a couple years ago, and yeah, so he played basketball until he hurt his back, and then he trained, like he taught basketball because he was a teacher. So he taught his students how to play, and it was just always something that was in our household, and so it always makes me think of
So
him.
it's
So
even great too, because you're just like, instead of you're making it still for and in honor of.
Yeah.
And that's really beautiful. And also, I saw you looking up a picture of a basketball a moment ago, and now you have a full-fledged basketball.
it's gonna be 3D in the shadow box because I'm gonna do the court, and then it's gonna be like hanging
Flying
on
out,
here.
watch
Yeah.
out, basketball's coming to you.
Right. So now I'm just figuring out the court.
Oh, that's great.
Well, for me, my father was teaching at the university, and I never had anything that would actually represent him as an object. Well, I mean, remind of him, except of the books that he was using for his classes, and he was tutoring as well. So it's actually really hard to actually.
That's okay though. Everybody resonates with us differently. Like we remember them in different ways, and different things do it. Like I went to the Rainbow Harmony Project for Pride. They had their choir, and the first song they did was "Lean on Me," and it reminded. I started crying almost immediately because I had actually just thought of my father, because they had done the land dedication, and they had what can they think, I think it was the Buffalo Women from the North End, the drumming circle. I don't know if I said their name right. I hope I did. But they were absolutely gorgeous. But they were doing the land dedication. They were calling upon ancestors, and every time I hear calling upon ancestors, I think of my father. And for them to then play Lean on Me right after it, I immediately thought of him because he used to teach, because he was a teacher, he was an 8th grade teacher, and he would have their concert, the graduation concert, all that kind of stuff that he would work on the music for. So I remember him sitting at his desk and preparing for that and playing the song back again and again. So it's just little things like that, little memories. I think that's what, that's the magic of the ones that we love, all those little memories, whether it's a father figure or a mother figure or a friend of the family that happened to just be there for you and support you, or whatever it is that they did. I think it's all those little nuances that we carry forth with us in our memories.
For me, it could be very little thing, like we just bought a tape recorder,
Yeah.
and it had the slow down and speed up settings.
Oh yeah.
And we were recording me playing with my friend Teddy Bear, and he was voicing the teddy bear, and then it wasn't speed up, and it was
Just the framing around their faces.
some recordings that we're making.
Yeah.
And it was the old style, something. But it could be like hearing him tutoring at home, and remembering the same page over and over and over and over and over and over again.
That's so cool though. It's amazing what we remember when we look back that way.
So I got the silhouettes, right? I do not know if I actually want to add something else to it, but I could work on what's around it, or I could think about adding elements around it. So that could be, so this is what I got so far. This is a very basic silhouette of a dad with a daughter. I don't know, how is it visible there, Marisa? Can you zoom in? Because you did zoom in, so I'm not sure if I'm showing it to just the wall or where is it?
Okay, hold it in front of your. Oh yeah, hold it there. Here, I'll bring it up close, but it looks really good. It actually is quite visible. Ooh, look at that. Well, don't focus on Kate's beautiful face for a hot minute, and look at this. Oh, there it is. Ooh, very nice. Yeah, I like the splashes and wipes of color almost from the back, and then you have that really nice silhouette. Cool. Nice. And then we got the basketball court getting made there. Also, Megan, you are such an artist.
Oh, look at that. Wow.
I love making
That's
textures.
awesome.
My textures are fun. Thank you.
The background here, like how it's like
Well, I
sparse,
love
like that's my
when
favorite thing
you're
with pastels.
when you're playing with pastels, like they were my favorite thing to play with when I was in high school. And learning tricks to.
I'll see if there's any giveaways for you. Do you want to look at it? Could that help? Yeah.
I'll clean that. And I can see. The perspective's going to be kind of weird on this because I want it to be. It's going to sort of pop out. It's going to look like it's on a weird angle.
You see, so my ideas are so basic, I don't even know what I'm drawing. Like, he is holding something or not. Just holding a hand is very basic, but
Yeah.
what can
Well,
be
that's the
added?
thing. It's like a caregiver is like, holding your hand along your journey, and that's one of the most profound symbolisms of a caregiver.
So then I could just add colors around and call it ready for resin. I don't know if so I want to try two different things. So I'm not doing it on one board. I have another board. I can try some chalk pastel. So one, I'm going to actually try and see what happens if I go resin without anything underneath. I know someone said it's not worth to try, but I still want to see how it looks like.
Hey, there is no such thing as not worth it to try. Like half of the most amazing, or well, I guess a lot of the most amazing art is a science experiment. You give it a try, see what happens, and sometimes it turns out as you'd expect, sometimes it becomes just a science experiment in the end, and that's fun.
Then I have Camar varnish.
Yeah.
That one I can try, and then I have another varnish. So I want to try with different varnishes and see what one works the best. I cannot promise it happens too quickly, but it can be something to try and see. So, you know, I do not like watching YouTube videos too often, so for myself, I see to myself, maybe I make more mistakes because of that. It doesn't work out, but I just know the feel, I know how it looks like and everything. Like I don't know, it's just the process by itself that is probably important, even though it's not like learning from other people's experiences. Learning by some point, because I could hear something, I could know something, but I still need to see for myself in this case. Oh, that looks good already. Look at that.
I made it a little bit short,
Oh.
but I can play with that a little bit.
Awesome.
So yeah, I left a little bit of space, but
Let me see.
it's sort of like that. Yeah, let's see at the end. I have to add a little bit of paper in there.
Cool.
That's fun. Thank you.
So, what is your plan? Ooh.
I've never
Love
worked
it.
with pastels before, so I'm not much of a drawer, but
They're fun to play with, just to see what they do.
And blending is different. Like it's hard to. I don't know if it's easy to blend here, or hard to blend. It does not give the result that is predictable for paper because it's different medium. But this is quite an interesting idea also to separate colors. So they're just placed separately without any blending done, and that works out, especially if you add a different medium with it. But some mediums, most mediums are not recommended to mix with chalk pastel. And sometimes some artists use some water, real tiny bit of water. Some artists use, I brought the cosmetic wedges. I'm going to try now on board and see how that works out. So let's say I'm taking something and blue.
Just either side.
that's looking beautiful.
On the blue.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Too big.
Oh, here, take this set.
I need my pencils here.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are too big.
So something I can reach easily is this. And I usually do not really work with the edges. And as you can see, it just erases it a lot. Because on paper, it goes in and stays more rather than on the surface I'm using. I could spread it out a little bit more. And again, this is not my primary medium, and I think it's no one's primary medium here.
Actually, it used to be mine. I used to play with pastels and craypaw. I did that all through high school. Actually, it was one of my go-to, and I loved it so much. But I haven't played with it in a lot of years.
What was that other one you said?
Craypaw.
What's that?
Well,
Oil pastel.
yeah, oil pastel. Well, I didn't do the oil ones actually. But you know, there's several. It depends on who you ask and what area of the world you're in, or what they're called. One of the fun ones. Oh, I'm trying to remember the name of it, but it was another term for pastels that was quite funny. I can't remember the name of it. Let me think about it. I'm gonna look it up actually.
Don't be alarmed, Kate. I've moved the camera to be an over-the-shot view of your beautiful work. So if you look up, you're like, where'd the camera go? It's right by you.
Should I add a hat or something?
Yes.
Or a cap?
Yes, for sure, of course. Just a hat. Very nice.
See if I can find the name of it. It's a really weird one.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Nice. Some nice flowy shorts added in. Very good.
Okay.
Yes. And then just like pop out, give me a thumbs up or a salute. Thanks, babe. I'll have a nice day.
Take care.
Bye, babe. Okay, so I think that we did quite a bit already, and then Lynn is still working on hers. I think we can totally make it today. This is a good for me because it's hard for me to actually finish anything in one
You're
day.
doing great, Kate. You're doing fabulous. As always.
So let's go through a couple of overview things. Again, the graduation bear is going to be worked on another side. I still got a couple weeks left till the end of school, and that's what I'm making it for. It would be resin on the other side as well, so it would be resin on both. I'm not sure I actually want to drill it. I can drill both sides and make it cannibal.
Yeah, that'd be nice. And then even like it could like kind of like swing back and forth in the wind or something.
I don't know. So you know, some gifts are hard to make because the walls are all busy and there are a lot of rocks and everything that I gifted. So it could be something for the window. It could be something for the outside.
Yeah.
And rocks work really well because they can go out in the garden, so they can stay outside for some time. So this one is an experiment. I'm quite sure it will find a spot in someone's heart eventually. But if it doesn't turn out, you know, even on top of resin, I can work on top. I can just work with any other material on top of resin. Could be acrylic, could be paint marker, and then place another resin layer, and you might not know what's underneath even. So if you see a board like this, that might be something covered. But I really hope it turns out good. So I actually.
And the nice thing is you always can add that extra layer on top of the resin when it's dry too, which is quite nice. So that's good.
And it could be something similar to what Megan is doing, layers of something added on top of resin and then re-resined again. All right, so I think we can wrap up now, and
I'll do a little pan around to see. Oh, wait, I'm out of it. I'm out. It's good. So we have our final little experiment. And then, Lynn, do you mind if I come around and see what you're working on? I'll just do an over-the-hand shot. We got our whammo. Love that. I love how the texture is on this. This is one of my favorite parts of pastel. Is like that, like the patchy texture that you can get. It's so cool. But then in an extreme contrast, you can also blend it beautifully. Oh, and we have this stunning fishing lure. Fishing, fathers, great. Beautiful. Love the colors. That is lovely, lovely. And how's yours coming, Megan? Are you ready for a show? Ah! Watch out. The basketball's coming for you.
Popping right at it.
That's great for like what you could think of with the materials you were given. That's awesome. Lovely, Kate. Well, do you have any final words to say bye?
Final words, you might see something completely different at the end of the day. So we're going to photograph all the pieces that are finished or are still in progress, but are close to it. So we will have what to show.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, sometime of today I'm going to work on this, but I'm also going to do something else in the store. So I am not expecting to do much.
Well, we'll get a good photo that way too. If you don't have time to watch, you can always just see.
So I will ask Marisa to photograph.
I guess I could do that for you.
I have the camera, but I think Marisa would make better photographs than my camera.
We'll see what I can do. We'll see how I can photograph. But thank you everyone for joining us today. Again, it's always so lovely to have these little hour sessions of folks just coming together and doing some work and creating something with some materials that Kate surprises us with most of the time. And she has all this amount of work that we can do. And it's always up to us. Like, what do you want to make of it? You do your thing. And she's so encouraging. So thank you, Kate, for that. You have a happy weekend. Enjoy. Hopefully the weather's nice, and if not, go jump in some puddles, because it'll be cooler, hopefully. When the storms come and jump in the puddles.
Exactly.
Wow, I'm from Pinterest. Okay, have a great day, everybody. You take care. Bye-bye.